Mesachas Nedarim daf Samach Gimel. On the Gemara in daf Samach Beis and Beis, the Gemara says that surely L'tzuv Rabbanon L'meimar Avdu dinharah no lo yehivna akargo Maitaymo lavruche aryumine koma. The Ran and other Rishonim explain understanding in this Gemara is that when he's saying Avdu dinharah no, he means he's an eved. Kadosh Baruch Hu, because Kadosh Baruch Hu's Eish Oichla, and he doesn't mean l'shem avodah zarah. However, the Rashba learns that even though the mashmois of Avdu dinharah is l'shem avodah zarah, it's clear from his intention that he doesn't have in mind to be moided to avodah zarah. Rather, he has in mind to mavriach, to get away from the taxes. And since it's clear from his action that he doesn't mean to be moided to avodah zarah only to get away from the taxes, it's not like a chil Hashem. And the Rashba says the chiddush, even Tzum Rabban, doesn't have to be choshish for a chil Hashem. Rabbeinu Bechai in Parshas Vayishlach says the same way over here. It's mutter for him to say Avdu dinharah no, even though it could be interpreted l'shem avodah zarah. Rather, according to the Ran, he means to say l'shem shemayim. So he says, "Hu adin the gabe the is to be machnif a rosha." If he says a statement that could be interpreted in two ways, and the Rosh interprets l'toivosai, it's not a problem, because since it has a different way to explain the words, it's not including the iser of chanifa of a rosha. And he says on that the pasuk says that when Yaakov met Esav, he says, Ki al kein re'isi panecha, kir'ois pnei elikim. And Rabbeinu Bechai brings a machloikis, if it's mutter to be machnef a rosha. Rabbi Yochanan says it's mutter to be machnef a shoyim, but he brings a raya from Yaakov Avinu. However, if Pedas holds it's osir, and he learns that the reason why over here it was mutter for Yaakov Avinu to be machnef Esav is because it wasn't clear from his words that he meant a shvach to Rasha, because Re'isi is also a loshen bezoyin. And Rabbeinu Bechai says that if the Rosh himself interprets it l'shvach, you don't have to be concerned. The same way in our Gemara over here, that you have a right to say Avdu dinharah no, even though it could be interpreted l'shem avodah zarah. Ein the Sefer Chashukei Chemet from Yitzchak Zilberstein Shlita declares an interesting shaila. He's pushed from our Gemara. He declares, what's the halacha? Is someone allowed to go into a restroom if he needs the facilities, and the only way he can go to the bathroom is going in to a restaurant that's not kosher? Is he allowed to go in, or does he have to be concerned of chil Hashem, that someone sees him go into a non-kosher restaurant? It's going to stay. Why is it from a yid, the Talmud Chacham, going into a treifa restaurant? You have to be choshish for a chil Hashem or not. So he brings from Chaim Kanevsky Zechayin Levracha that said that it's mutter because since he's Isaac b'mitzvah, he's going in order not to be over the Isabal to Shaktsu, and he's Betero, Kaosik, so he doesn't have to be concerned with Chil Hashem. And Yitzchak Zilberstein compares it to the Rashba in our Sugya, that since the Talmud Chacham is saying Avdu dinharah no, in order to pat themselves from giving taxes, the fact that people interpret it and look at it that's avodah zarah is not concerned, because since it's clear from his ma'is that he's not doing l'shem avodah zarah, the fact is Chil Hashem, you don't have to be concerned because he is beteir ka'asik. And Yitzchak Zilberstein brings another interesting marmokim, that you don't have to be concerned of a chil Hashem in such a situation that you're going to the restroom in a treifa restaurant, from the fact that the Sefer Melech Shlomo in Shkolim brings from the Sefer Shirish Yishai from Shlomo Alkovitz in Rus, that says although there's a chiyuv gomor for a person lotzei de habriyas and not to come with the Cheshad, that's only for people that Hashem gave them seichel and mada. However, in front of people that are ishoito pesi, you don't have to be moitzi. They are brias from ishoito pesi, and brings a raya from the fact that Boaz got married to Ruz, And he says that at the time Boaz married Ruth, he knew that there would be people that choshed him, that Ma'ara Shofet Yisrael to marry a Moavis, and it was only for a short period of time that it was paskin that a Moavis is muteres, and people didn't know that a Moavis is muteres. So what are you going to do that people didn't hear that a Moavis is muteres? They're going to start saying, how could it be that Boaz married Ruth? So Shishay says, you see that since they're Litzonim and they don't know the halachas b'chlal, so you don't have to be concerned to be moitzi any abrius for such people b'chlal v'ayin shamoy. Moving further on, the Gemara says that Rav Ashi had a forest of wood and he sold it the dinharah that belonged to goyim that were over the avodah zarah, that were over the eish. And the Gemara asked, how are they allowed to give wood to these people? They're going to go and take the wood and burn it in front of the avodah zarah. Lifnei iver. The Matzchias brings from the Sefer Yad Malachi, they ask a tremendous kash on the sugya. It says, how could it be a iser of Lifnei iver when you're giving trees to the goyim and Yechoshish, they're going to take the trees and chop them down and use them for the firewood in front of the Zarah? How does a pass lift even in such a situation? It's Mavu in the Gemara of the Zarah that betray avri dinharah. If they could get the michshel in a different way, then it's not b'chlal lifnei iver. So the Malachi says there's no lifnei iver in deraisa, and the concern is that even though there's no lifnei iver in deraisa, there is a isim misayaya, like it's Mavu in the Rishonim in Shabbos Tav Gimel, that even the situation that betray avri dinharah, that you could get the avri in a different oifen, nevertheless there is isim derabbanan, and that's the understanding of the Gemara over here. And the Matzchias says, according to this, that's also hated that the Gemara says ha'ikal lifnei iver, and the Gemara doesn't say that you're iver on lifnei iver. And the Matzchias says because the Yad Malachi's teretz that you're not iver on the deraisa b'chal, you're only iver on the derabbanan of Messiah. The Goin says a different mahalach to explain our sugi. He says that betray avri dinharah is no lifnei iver is only when they don't have to buy it from somebody else. They have it in front of them. But if they have to buy it from somebody, the question is Ruven or Shimon, then there is isif lifnei iver. Einem Shnei Malach who brought the Shurim and Chagiga. And I know this says a third pshat in the Gemara over here that they needed so much firewood for the avodah zarah, so therefore it's not considered shei dinharah, and therefore there is the issa deraisa of Lifnei iver. Moving further on, the Mishnah says, "O makinim boser she'edi toyim ad she'atzoyim Eini ose ela ad leili atzoim tzoim shel neskaven ze ela ad shah shederech bnei odom lechol basar." The Ran says the understanding is that he only meant to ask until Erev Yom Kippur, and doesn't mean Leil Yom Kippur mamish, but it means before the night on Yom Kippur, that's normal for people to eat meat on Erev Yom Kippur. Therefore, the kavanah of his neder was only until Erev Yom Kippur. Eine Sefer Ardi Yisrael and Shuvas Moshe Yedaber that say that from this Ran's a raya to a tremendous suffix if there is a mitzvah achila on the night of Erev Yom Kippur. We mentioned the shir and Ksubas Daf Hey that there's a tremendous shayla if the same way there's a mitzvah deraisa to eat on Erev Yom Kippur, if who adin the night of Erev Yom Kippur is included in the mitzvah achila or it's not included. And they say from the fact that the Ran said that the understanding in his neder is right before Yom Kippur and Lav Dafko, Leil Yom Kippur. Why didn't he say until the night of Erev Yom Kippur? That means that he wanted to eat meat the night of Erev Yom Kippur. The pshat is because there's no mitzvah achila on the night of Erev Yom Kippur. So Akochach meant until Erev Yom Kippur, and it's lav dafka l'leil Yom Kippur. L'chayr could be madche this raya according to tremendous yisoid which you mentioned the shir and ksubas dafei from Gurwitz Shlita. They proved from many rayas that there's two independent halachas in the mitzvah achila of Erev Yom Kippur. There's one choivas achila, and there's another chiyuv that's a mitzvah suda. And he says that there's muvu in the sugya in Ksubas Dafhei that Chosh Shem Yishchet Ben Oif is only mitzad the Choivas Suda, which is specifically b'yoyim. However, B'layla, even if there is a mitzvah achila the night before Yom Kippur, that's only a mitzvah achila. But the mitzvah achila doesn't have to be specifically with a suda, and doesn't have to be with basar. So therefore, according to his Yisrael, it's miyushav heitiv, our sugi over here, that's not a raya b'chlal to say that there's no chiv achila on the night of Erev Yom Kippur. Could be there is a chiv achila, but the chiv suda is specifically on the day of Erev Yom Kippur, so it's also hative that the achilas basar is dafka on the day of Erev Yom Kippur and not the night of Erev Yom Kippur.